appreciate all the tweets that you've sent out, and you're a great technician. I feel like asking you when you began trading. Were you in kindergarten and someone handed you a laptop and you started trading euro currency? How many years have you been at this?
It's now 4 years. Yeah, I think
4
it's
years.
4 years. Yeah. Just when I was in the high school, I was taking part in the economic competition, and I was interested in stock markets and forex market, and that's where I also met Adam, my friend, and since that time we are working together, we are trading together, and it's 4 years since that happened.
How old are you now?
22.
Okay. All right. So you started so young. So this was you guys had an investing class in high school, and they taught you how to chart, or it was mainly learning about economic fundamentals and in the stock market, things like EBITDA and price earnings ratios.
It was mainly fundamentals and learning by myself. The class didn't exist, yes, so it was only me that I was interested in investing in stock market, and I was learning, reading books, reading of course FX Street, and that's how I developed myself.
Okay, and who were your influences on FX Street? Name a few guys that you felt really helped open your eyes and give you epiphanies to know what's important as far as trading and methods and styles. Can you name a few names?
Well, actually I can't. I'm sorry, but
That's
to be
okay.
honest, I'm reading. When I was starting, I was reading almost every article, so it was a nice experience, and I liked the analyst poll. That was my favorite
Okay,
part.
that Gonzalo Moreira puts that together. So FX Street was kind of an integral part of your education in the FX in the FX markets, because it was a very good resource for you.
Yes, of course it was, and you have also a nice calendar. That's important for me. That was important for me because I'm focusing mainly on fundamentals, and that's why I needed to be with each data.
Well, I've seen you make some great calls and some real nice charts and ideas on Twitter. Perhaps you could share your screen and we could talk about a little bit about what's going on. You talked about, it's not ready. It's not time to short the S&Ps this morning because of the rally in oil. I'm actually pretty positive on oil. I know we take it a step at a time. It has to get through 34. But if you go to the green box to your left with an arrow, upper left-hand corner, that'll let you share your screen.
Okay, so give me please a moment. I will open my big station.
Okay. Okay. Who do you you're independent, or you work for a brokerage firm, or tell us what you do besides trading. You trade your own account?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And I'm a financial analyst in the brokerage firm.
What's the name of the firm?
X-Trade Brokers. It's the biggest trading company in Poland.
Okay, you're from Poland. Okay.
Yes, from Poland. Yeah, okay. We have branches in Turkey, in United Kingdom, in Germany, so it's quite a big firm, and our company is planning to go public, but unfortunately the situation on the stock markets is quite bad.
Not conducive now. Maybe at new highs in the S&Ps you'll float your stock. Let me ask you this: do you hold most of your cash in zloty, or do you keep it in U.S. dollars?
No, it's in my currency. It's in my
Okay.
Polish zloty. Okay,
Uh, and,
so
and and with a strong dollar, how's the your local currency been holding up against this bull market and the dollar over the last year or so?
well, our currency was knocked down last week because of the uh, S&P rating cut.
Mhm.
Polish zloty was knocked down, and to be honest, Poland is an emerging market, yes, so it's not a good time
Yes.
for all emerging markets. And actually, zloty performs quite bad in recent
But
weeks.
Poland was one of the great success stories since the fall of the Soviet Union. Poland's GDP outpaced most of your neighbors in Eastern Europe. Isn't that correct? That it's kind of been an economic miracle in Poland. Now I see your charts.
Okay, can you
All
see
right.
them?
So we're looking at the Aussie now, the 4 hour Aussie, and now we're looking at
The DAX, yes.
the DAX.
I
Okay.
think.
So okay.
Okay,
So
I
so
uh, I
so
changed I changed
so
because
describe to me what you see and what the green boxes are and the fuchsia or purple and your blue boxes. Tell us what you have here on your charts and why they're important.
okay. Green boxes are handles, yes, support zones, and physical resistance zones. Long in the longer term, yes. If we look at the chart like this, yes, here we can see
Yes.
that these levels were quite important. Okay, and now actually I could have changed it into those green into red, but I decided that it's actually not too much important. It's important only for me to know where we are. And as I'm looking at the DAX,
Mhm.
yes,
Yes.
the most important thing is that we have broken from the downward channel, and that the crucial support zone stands still. And I think that this is the most important zone here, around 9,300. It's probably the most important zone to watch. If it's broken, the move down could be sharp.
Okay.
But
This is this a 4 hour chart, I believe, is it?
yes, it's for
Okay, a
our
lot of gaps in the DAX. Is that from overnight action? All the overnight action, all the gaps?
blue gaps. Yes, those gaps. Yes, we
They're
have.
overnight.
Yes,
So,
because it's not listed in.
right.
It's not
You
listed
don't have
in
like the
Poland.
24-hour type trading like the S&Ps do where there aren't as many gaps. You close,
Unfortunately,
you guys
un-
like the old days in the US, you would close for the day and there's no like overnight trade there's no overnight trade in the DAX like there is in the S&P.
well,
Is that correct?
well, I think that sometimes it's good because you can go sleep. Yes,
Hmm.
it's, it's actually
Well,
something.
that gap that we've left today, if it goes unfilled, looks like it left an island bottom. But I don't know if that's anything that you pay attention to. But we had a gap down, and then we have a gap up. It looks like it left a bit of an island down there. So you probably have a lot of shorts trapped with all this bearishness. Is that your view?
Uh, can you repeat because I didn't hear you?
Okay, that there are probably a lot of shorts trapped right now that went home short, say yesterday before the gap, higher opening today, and and on a weekly basis, it looks like we might be posting some type of weekly reversal in the DAX. Is that correct too? And Do you think that we have? You're looking for fib retracements now, back to 38 or 50% retrace into that big gap?
Well, I think that because of because of what the ECB has done yesterday, it's quite possible, in my opinion, that if the situation in China stabilizes, that we can test 10,050, because uh, similar rally to this from November can occur, and that's how I see it. I think that as long as this handle is not broken, it's quite likely that that before the next ECB meeting, a move up may appear.
To where, the 38% or the 50% retrace?
I think that 50% retracement.
Okay,
Yes,
that's
that.
10, 5,
But,
6.
yeah, but it's worth looking at the price action around these levels.
Okay. Any view on the dollar with what Draghi did? I know a lot of people are looking for under parity in the euro. I thought that we might have one more rally back to your maybe where your second orange box is, like 112, 113. How's it looking to you, the euro here? It's a tough call, isn't it?
Yes. As for me, I think that the pair has found its equilibrium right now because
Mhm.
fr- uh, because the ECB knocked down yesterday the euro, but on the other hand, the dollar weakness may maybe now a longer term story because of weak data and because of the fact that the Fed may delay its hikes.
Okay.
So I think that
So right now, are you neutral? You have no position, and you'd rather wait for the euro to prove itself and break out to the upside before you get long the euro, or do you probe it with stops under, say, 107.10?
I think that entering short position around 1.10 may be maybe an interesting idea, and I think that we are here in sideways, and I will be buying around 1.8, 1.07, yes, and selling here. So that's how I see it in the short
Okay,
term.
so basically, you think we're going to move, we're range bound between 107 and 110
Yes,
until
that's
we take out until we take out one of those areas.
yes, until the Fed moves or the ECB surprises to the dovish side.
Okay, you have I know you have commented on the S&Ps. You have a view there.
Yes, the S&P. Well, and the S&P rallies today because of the oil and because of rumors that Bank of Japan may ease
Yes.
policy further. But
Right.
well, to be honest, as far as fundamentals are concerned, it's quite hard to find any reason for the S&P to rally. So it may be dead cat bounce, and I think that it will be a quite good idea to enter short uh, around
1923.
1930, yes, and it will be important for sellers, for buyers not to break this level. If it's broken, then we will probably move up. But as for me,
Okay, what's that level? 19. You're saying if we get back above 1990, there's a shot for new highs? Is
maybe
that what
not
you're
new
saying?
high, but we can probably stabilize above 2000
Okay.
if we
Okay,
break
and
above.
19.
And I think that if we move there, there will be a great possibility that the Fed moves on with its rate hikes. So it will probably then probably a sharp reversal may appear here. So
Okay, so
for
it's
me, the
all up to
index,
the Fed.
yes. So for me, the S&P 500 is too high to buy and too low to sell right now. So I will be
Okay.
watching how it behaves in upcoming hours and upcoming days.
Okay. And commodity-wise, any views on gold or crude?
Uh, Actually, I looked on oil because we have a nice downward channel. Yesterday,
Yeah.
the lower bound of the channel was defended, and now we have a rally. And I think that for the oil, it is important. For the oil, the most important level to watch right now will be $34. Yes,
I agree. Okay.
because it
That was the
was
breakdown.
yes, because it was the handle from I think if we actually I don't have it here, but it's the low post-crisis low. Yes, so if it's quite possible that we will retest the handle from the downside, and that's when or where the move down may appear.
Okay, and
Of course,
if we got through that important point of 34, you think there's a shot for 40 or higher?
I think yes. I think that it will be a short squeeze similar to that from. Excuse me, where it is. It may be from. Yes, it may be a quite similar short squeeze
Short squeeze, similar to what?
to the one that happened in August. Yes,
Okay, and okay, and
because
that was what, about a $16 rally?
yes. So and I think that it will be a similar one. Yes, if
Okay,
we break above 44 and then the move towards 40, it will be a similar range of I think 14 and $50. So it's quite similar.
40 or 50, huh?
14 or $15 up from since the lows.
Okay, 14 or
So
$15 up, so that would take you to 42.
yeah, so the range will be
I've
quite
accept-
similar. If
Okay,
but the most important thing is to break above $34.
right. How about gold? How about gold, Jacob?
Actually, I don't have any view on gold because we
Okay,
have a commodity strategist in our
I
company,
see.
and he's
Okay,
focused.
okay.
So I'm uh,
And
I'm focused on.
what else in the currency complex are you focused on going into next week?
I think that because of the Bank of Japan's meeting that is coming, I think that the USD with yen
Yeah,
may be an important pair
maybe back to
because
120, 121.
well I heard rumors yesterday that Bank of Japan may ease policy. So if it's true and if they go on with it, it's likely that we will test 121. Yes, but on the other hand, I think that because of this situation on global equities, and if Bank of Japan holds, it's quite possible that we will stabilize around 120 and from the upside and 116 from the downside. Yes, so it
Okay.
will be
Under
a
116 would be a big failure, wouldn't it? Closes under 116.
yeah. I I can imagine how many stop losses are located here
Yeah, well, I
because
think they got the stop losses um, Tuesday because it took out the August flash crash low by about 5 pips. So maybe all those sell stops from the August low were already elected.
Yes, yes, I think that it is the most important area for the pair. If it's broken, I think that a flash crash like here may appear in seconds because of how many stop losses are located here. But I've also heard that this level is an important one for the Bank of Japan. And if the Japanese currency strengthens and the pair falls below 116, and then the bank may intervene.
Okay. Maybe they already did it down there at the lows. I mean, who else was the buyer down there when we took out that 116 level? So perhaps they already did that. So what's the most important lesson you've learned in your 5 years of trading? You know, charts are one thing, but psychology is very important. What do you teach people? That's the most important lesson. I know the standard answer is going to be risk management. What's your most important lesson that you
I
have
think
learned
that
over here?
the most important lesson is to have an open mind. And can you remember how of course you remember how the market reacted after the ECB meeting in December?
Yes.
When everybody expected a huge stimulus, and that didn't happen. So I think that if the market thinks only one way, and it's the
Like what's
expectation.
happening in crude right now. So you don't want to
Yes,
be you don't like to be on the same side of a very crowded trade.
that's right. Maybe there are some let's say trades when it's good to be with others, but it's really dangerous in my opinion. And I think that what happened in December is probably the most important lesson that I've learned, and because it's usually happens. The same situation happened in August when Bank of England have met, yes, and
Yes.
the market was expecting 2 or 3 votes for the hike. That
Right.
3 members or 2 members will vote for a hike, and it didn't happen, and the pound fell sharply, and I was the one that wasn't expecting them to be hawkish, and it was probably one of my best days on forex market.
So what is the your view on the pound now? It's been decimated. We're at major monthly support before this recent bounce that we've had here. You have a look on cable for us?
Oh, if I have it here, I have Euro GBP, if it's okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so the pair touched an important resistance, probably the most
Right.
important one, and we have now a sharp reversal. But for me, the pound is. I have a neutral view on the pound because of the Brexit risk, because of the fact that it seems that Bank of England will not raise rates this year. So the currency for me is like, I don't know, it's maybe like the Japanese yen for me, because when the risk on appears, the pound strengthens, and when it disappears, the pound falls, and it's. I think that the currency will depend on the market sentiment rather than on the internal factors. Because look, today nothing important happened for the pound. The data was soft, and the currency rallies. So
Right. So
I think
it's becoming like a risk-on, risk-off currency based
yes, yes,
upon what's happening in equities and oil.
yes, and
Yeah. Okay.
like the dollar. And that's the similar. We could have observed a similar situation in during summer when the first China crash happened, and the
Right.
pound was also with the dollar was the second weakest currency on the market because of a potential hike that was delayed.
Okay, Jacob. So I have your Twitter handle at KABUCHYBAS. Is that correct?
Yes, that's my
And
Twitter.
okay, and any other place for people to follow your work and perhaps get involved with you that you'd like to share? Maybe a website or something like that?
Yes, we have a website. It's called trade.com, and that's where you can read our analysis, our some important market news, etc. And and it's I think that it's a nice website, so I recommend reading it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here today, Jacob. I wish you a lot of success in 2016. I hope pips rain down on you and everyone that you advise. And I always look forward to seeing some of your views on my Twitter stream. So let me wrap it up with saying Nostrovia, Jacob.
Okay. Thank you, Dale, and thank you for the interview. It was a really nice experience for me, and
Yeah, you're a natural. So don't ever be afraid of doing it and speaking publicly. You're very. I can only imagine how good you're going to be by the time you're 30, 40 years old. You're already off to a great start, and really, I'm very impressed because you know one thing you can't learn experience. It only comes with the passing of time, and you have a lot of time, God willing, to even get better than you are today, and you're pretty good right now. So
yeah,
thanks again for showing us some views here, Jacob.
thank you, Dale. Thank you for the invitation, and I'm looking forward to meet again.
All right, we will. We'll do it down the road. Have a great weekend, Jacob. Thank you again.